it going? My name's Thew, coming at you for Kapowtoys. Now, it's the first review of 2014 and we're already off to a flyer. It's Generations Cosmos and Swerve. Now, these little guys have been pretty hotly anticipated in their own ways, especially for those of us who chose not to stray down the dark path of the iGear unofficial versions, or that inexplicable other third-party Swerve, or, you know, the classics toys of both these guys already exist. But evidently the problem is that neither of these guys have had a modern toy yet that's really nailed it. So let's give these a bang, shall we? What is up with the Legends size class these days? I mean, normally the Legends and the Legions are just sort of cheap and cheerful and a bit, you know, rubbish. But this time around the Sinnoh have had a bit of an upgrade. Does that mean Legends are just scouts now? Kind of thinking that the box doesn't actually say Legends anywhere. Either way, this pair have been blessed with a hearty height enhancement, sumptuous sculpting, meaty plastic, and some serious posing power. All that in Cosmos, somebody's been working out. Yes, indeed, the portly green chubster's rocking a pretty tight bod these days, with that slim waist and the curvy pec shelf. He's somehow simultaneously wickedly spiky and adorably tubby. Gotta say, after the last one failed to register, they've played a blinder making all the roundy bits work as a legit robot. Like these acely bendy legs are just made out of knees and feet, but they totally work and they look dope as hell. I love the towering church window shoulders as well, and check out these fists. Hands are something that's always sort of been a problem for Cosmos, considering he's essentially a plate. But these are some pretty killer Hulk hands. Little bit of hollowness and visible screws going on, and he's got a slightly floopy shoulder, but considering the general radiating awesomeness, I think we can probably let that go. A couple of neat little fun touches too, like the primary colour dome bonce and the shiny chest window and the cheeky jetpack. So nice work on pulling off such a killer robot, but bonus points for doing it with such flair. Cosmos is a seriously handsome bot with a bang-on balance of smoothness and detail, a gorgeous colour palette Thunderbird 2 would die for, and an absolute gallon of huggability. Now then, let's have a pervert Swerve. Now this unassuming little chump has become a bit of a fandom darling recently due to his cheeky chappy part in the comics, which the box art sums up perfectly in a single image. He looks a right grinbag. Figure's a bit of a stunner, actually. He's ostensibly quite an ordinary car former with his wheel arch legs, shoulder wheels, and hood, but he's packing major personality. Love that wicked little upturned plant pot of a head with a grin so wide it's almost gruesome, plonked onto this big boxy body, which is a bit static, but that is what he looks like. Awkward, but up for it. Arms are adorably stumpy with the hunchback shoulders, but they're fully fingered up and the ball joints are just all up ons tonight, throwing shapes left and right. Sistergon moves! And that's kinda your lot, really, but what more do you want? I'll be honest, I was all set to just dismiss this guy as another generic robo, but he's totally won me over, and I have every confidence this model will make a AAA gears. Seriously, these are two of the best kind of Transformer toys. And not just because they're good, but also because clearly a lot of love's gone into them. And they've not overdone it. And even more awesomely, triple change in minicons. Yes, indeed, Swerve gets a little fella called Flanker, who's apparently based on Micromaster Sky High, but I'm not seeing it beyond he's a plane. Jet mode's definitely the best mode, despite the apparent lack of cockpit and the droopy dog tongue. Robot mode's pretty, but reminds you of a carving on a tomb, and the gun is blatantly just a folded up plane or some kind of squished moth. But I'll let it off due to the sheer balls of the giant Gatling gun barrel. Cosmos, meanwhile, pairs up with Payload, who I assume is based on Blastmaster, who I adored as a kid until his arms fell off. And honestly, if there's one thing this shuttle mode could use, it's its arms falling off. Still pretty cute, even if it is just a robot lying down. Decent little red and blue noodle in that hollowed out Vader helmet there. Gun mode's pretty awesome with these dual badass barrels, but the instructions in no way help you get there. Either way, can't help but love a shuttle form, and it's surprising how much these guys feel like genuine Micromasters. Now, let's do some alts. Oh yes, that's dynamite, that's the good stuff. Swerve's transformation is incredibly entry level. It's like you look at it and you think, yeah, I know how that's gonna work, and yeah, you definitely do, but it's a total hoot. It's just simple and fun, it's what you want from a little guy. Feels a little bit G2 even. Love this truck mode too. It's just solid and tight and super cool, and the plastic's all dense and smooth like a Yorkie. Cheeky weapon port on top so you can do like a silly battle mode or a road trip mode. I don't know, he's just got this really nice old school quality to him. Like he's a bit scrappy here and there, but he's just totally joyful, and you've gotta love him. Yeah, that's right. Old Bill Cosmosby turns out a bit trickier to transform because he's such a weird shape in the first place. First time I did it, he actually fell in half, so you've got to make sure the waist swivel's nice and clicked. Head can be a bit of a rat bag to get out and all. It's a nightmare on your nails. But it is a good laugh, and there's nothing else quite like it. And once again, you have to love the alt mode, like you're obliged to adore it. Because it's Cosmos, man! It's the little green saucer dude who just wants to be your buddy. I always thought it was weird that he chose to turn into a UFO, or as they awesomely call it in France, an ovni. And it is weird, but that's why it's cool. This is a seriously neat little space frisbee. The parts fit together perfectly, it's practically seamless. And again, the little touches really shine through on this guy, like the tail fin and the guns on the front. Bit of visible robot kibble there, but it's forgivable. Forgivable. And check this out, you can even make Payload tow him. UF, oh yeah! So yes, Cosmos and Swerve, confirmed for awesome. Must say I'm loving this size class, whatever it is, and it's particularly good for the mini-bots. Because much of those Ultra and Voyager beefcakes were a blast, sometimes you just gotta bet on the little guys. So, Tyler, very much for watching. I'll be back soon to wave some more neat toys at you. Ciao for now!